Coming up later tonight on Sons and Daughters, Irene finds out from David that Ross is operating on Patricia and jumps into action to avert a tragedy. Meanwhile, Wayne is panicking as his actions get him into deeper trouble. But first, from Old Blighty via the US, it's the Thamesmen.
Oh, what's that?
Are you swearing at me before the video starts?
No, I suddenly started weird crackling in my ears. Is that your telephone or something like that?
No.
Anyway.
No, not my telephone.
Hello, I'm George. I'm in Los Angeles.
I'm Alex in Colorado, and welcome to Paul Kelly Week, a curated week focusing on one of Australia's finest artists, poet-songwriter Paul Kelly, and we're on day 3 out of 6 days.
Wow, five days plus a patron bonus for those who are our patrons.
And for those who missed it, go back. I mean, we just watched probably one of the most important songs I've seen on this channel. And Paul Kelly is it's building up and up and up. Curated by our curator, Chris, who found it intensely difficult to put this week together because he's seen this artist how many times? 20?
He said over 20 times. He says it's one of his favourite. And so to pick just 5 days worth of tracks was a tall order. So forgive us if we miss any of your favourites, but I'm sure Paul Kelly will be back again. But we've still got with day 3, so we've got 2 tracks. We've got double goodness.
So sit back and relax. Pop out, get a cup of tea, and if you want to go for tinkle, just go right now, or you can pause it. You know what I mean? Because that's modern technology,
Yeah, exactly. We'll catch up with this in a moment.
Absolutely. So today we're doing Careless, and I don't think it's a cover of Careless Whispers at all, because he can write his own stuff.
He does his own stuff, and this is I think originally came in 1989, but we're going to watch a live version of this, which is recorded sometime later, and we have some notes.
I'll read them. So if you have a good friend, have them stay right by your side. Robert Johnson said that. You can move now, George. How many hairs on the Rin Tin Tin? I said. Paul jokes at the start of the song on the 92 live album, giving an insight into the first drafts of lyrics for his self-deprecating humour. The song tells the story of someone who isolated and questioning life. How could you write a song about isolation and questioning life? It's just right. Anyway, and the realization that their friends are there trying to help. It could be a love song, but it's more to do with having a good friend by your side. That's you, George.
Oh, well, thank you.
That's all right. Rin Tin Tin sadly didn't make it into the end product. Although released as a single, it failed to reach the top 40, yet remains one of his most beloved songs. In this 2007 or 07 recording, his nephew Dan sings the high notes for him.
Okay, all right. And then we'll get it after. We'll have a bonus track as well. So let's stick around and like and subscribe if you're here, please. We'd appreciate it greatly.
Yes. All right. So this is Careless Life. Are you ready? 3,
yeah, I am.
2, 1, boom.
On guitar, the only Queenslander in the band. This is Dan Kelly. Dan, apart from playing guitar on this next song, has got a very special part. It's a very high part he's going to sing, start off the song. And according to recent studies, only about 3% of all males over the age of 21 can sing this high. That's in the southern hemisphere. And most nights he gets it, Dan, he does. And we wish him luck tonight. Talking about it before we went on, and he said he's going to do it for the Cowboys. How many cats in New York City? How many angels on a pin? How many notes in the saxophone? How many tears in a bottle of gin? How many times did you call my name? Knock at the door, but you couldn't get in.
Wow.
I know I've been careless. I've been wrapped up in a shell. Nothing could get through to me. Acting like I didn't know I had friends and family. I saw worry in their eyes, but it didn't look like fear to me. I know I've been careless. I lost my tenderness. I've been careless. I took back care of this. Like a mixture in a bottle, like a frozen over lake, like a long time painted smile. I got so hot I had to crack. You were there, you held the line. You're the one that brought me back. I know I've been careless. I lost my tenderness. I've been careless. I took back care of this. How many cats in New York City? How many angels on the head of the pin? How many notes in the saxophone? How many tears in a bottle of gin? How many times did it call my name? Knock at the door, couldn't get in. How many stars in the Milky Way? How many ways can you lose a friend? Careless. I don't wanna be careless again. Damn the man.
Wow.
Again, flawless songwriting.
I know, but I was also going back to when we watched that Scar version.
Oh,
he
yeah.
knew in his soul he was capable of writing that music then, and
Right.
and it was great, that Scar. But the difference in songwriting is like a small hill compared to an Everest.
Yeah.
That was flawless, just amazing songwriting, just brilliant lyric writing, and just so textured all the way through. It was a million miles away, but he knew back then that he knew he could do better.
Yeah, and just bring real emotion, real feelings, real depth to the songwriting, as opposed to Scar is fun and it's a good party song or whatever, but he must have known he had way more to him than that,
And for those who don't realise what I'm talking about, go back and watch Day One, which is a very interesting juxtapose, where Chris gave us Wales, his kind of one of his first hits, and the guy, even though he had a hit and it was a great track, he wanted it all buried. How do you know you're going to be that good?
Or maybe it was with hindsight he wanted it buried,
Right.
because it's sort of he had realised where he'd come from and what he was capable of. That's a really good point. It's a really good point.
Beautiful tune.
Yeah, really, really great. And just he is effortless in his performance. It just, but it's It's spectacular.
Well, he's relaxed. His voice is relaxed, and you just think, and his bands are flawless.
They're great musicians.
Just, he surrounds himself with impeccable musicians, but they're not show-off musicians. They're just great musicians.
That sounded so good as well.
It did. And for anyone, we have the luxury of listening, with earpieces. I do recommend, especially on a week like this, that you do go back, even if it's not watching it here, is to go and listen to that in headphones and maybe this track again, because it was so well recorded.
You get so much texture and just sort of nuance to it and everything, just the way he can make the lyrics flow, about how many angels on a pin and, all those things. It was like, how many tears in a bottle of gin.
Yeah.
It was fantastic, I thought, that was really good, so.
He really is, I mean, he is a Tour de France, well, Tour de Oz.
Or tour de force, even, isn't it?
Tour de force, not yes. Yeah. There you go.
Not the, but
right.
but we have a bonus
We do.
Now I think the thing about this is, we just said how amazing his band is, but should I read the notes? Just brief notes on our next track. So the track is going to be if I could start today again, and so the interesting thing about this is this 2002 song showcases Paul alone, just his guitar and voice, as he pleads for a second chance by going back in time and doing things differently. And this is recorded live in Nashville. So Nash Vegas, as they call it nowadays. But
why do they call it Nash Vegas?
Because where Nashville used to be a very sleepy music town, it's exploded nowadays, with like it's buildings going up everywhere. It still has Music Row, it still has all the country scene and all the Grand Ole Opry's and all that stuff. But if you go to Nashville now, it's a city on the up, shall we say?
Literally.
So some people call it Nash Vegas. Anyway,
nice.
Beside the point. So.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm not going to ask you if you could start today again, what you would do differently. Let's hear what Paul would do.
Yeah. Are you ready, sir?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go.
All the kings and queens in the Bible, they could not turn back time. So what chance have I of a miracle in this life of mine? I only want one day to unsay the things I said and do that thing I did. 24 little hours, oh God, please wipe them all away, and I promise I will change. If I could start today again. I know I'm not the milk and honey kind. Today I proved it true. When the red mist falls around my eyes, I know not what I do. Please give me back today, and I won't say the things I said or do that thing I did. Every minute, every hour, replay's just the same, and I can't stand the shame. Let me start today again. One day, one lousy day, that's all, out of every day that's been before, since time began. I know my prayers in vain, but for a second I'll pretend start today again.
He's magnificent, isn't he?
Oh my God, that one shames you.
I need to keep that in my back pocket for when I mess up, and then you need to make amends. I like send that track and just
Well, no, because Paul Kelly is not that well known over here in the US. So what I might do is I might learn that song, right? And then when I've really pissed the missus off, I might just whip out a guitar, pretend I made that for her.
Yeah, I wrote it.
I might just ride the wave of Paul Kelly, and in about 10 years' time, she'll hear it on the radio and go, right, I should have left you there. Yeah.
It is a brilliant song.
That makes you regret.
Yeah, no, exactly. It is. It does make you think, doesn't it?
Did it take you to a place where you thought, oh, I wish, I could have had that day again and I wouldn't have said those things?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Do you want to share?
No.
No.
And it's probably just not one day. It's probably multiple days over the last
If I could have that
decades.
year again.
that decade again,
Oh, God. If we were really like, modern men, we would open up now and tell everyone that they would want to, but we're not. So there you go. You know what I mean?
English,
I'd rather listen to the music than...
People don't want to hear how we've ballsed up over our time, have we?
But also, what a great track to actually take you to that place, to make you think about, relive those moments. What a great songwriting to actually do that to a person.
Yeah, I don't know how you can define how someone is so good and so on point all the time so far.
And also, this week is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. I mean, we're going to run out of superlatives in a moment. I tell you, I am going straight into therapy after this week. It's shame. It's all about emotions of... I'm emotional about Aboriginal land that I never knew about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's magical. I'm going to be listening to a lot more Paul Kelly, that's for sure. So...
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to watch two grown men have a slight breakdown day after today, right?
It would be we won't get to day 5 at this rate, will we?
No, we won't. If you want to watch two middle-aged men have a mental breakdown on air, join us for tomorrow.
Like and subscribe.
And and subscribe, because we might just not show up for the last day.
It would just be like an empty set.
Exactly. Paul Kelly playing the bass. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, everyone. And I know Chris, the curator, our beloved friend, put his heart and soul into this week and picking just 5 days out of this immense catalogue. It was torturous for him. Good. Because he's torturing us.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, I can't wait. Let's get on with day 4 then.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I'll see you on the flip side.
Like and subscribe.
Bye.